stories from 9 different women, and I think that's what kind of threw me off because I couldn't keep up. I'm a baby reader. It was too much for me. Over here too. Record. Can't afford to not record. Hey boo, and welcome back to my channel, She Read That. I consider myself a baby reader because, the girls, they are really reading out here. But this channel is dedicated to all the baby readers out there because we are a tribe now and we're in this together. So let's read more and let's do more in 2023. If you are new here, don't forget to stop what you're doing right now. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel. Now, let's get into today's video. Today, I am going to discuss the long-awaited reads from February and March. I know you're like, Denisha, what happened? Well, let me tell you what happened. February was a struggle. It was a struggle. I couldn't get on here, and so I just decided to combine them all together, and here we are. The first book that I read in February is Finding Me by Viola Davis. I believe I have that book. I believe I do. Oh, yes. Finding Me by Viola Davis. This is an autobiography, and it was published in April of 2022. So the book is about 300 pages, which is pretty good, and I gave this book 5 stars. It was a great read. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much that I did a whole entire video dedicated to Finding Me by Viola Davis. So check it out. And let's get on to our next read. The next book that I read is People Person by Candace Carty Williams. Do I have that book? Denise, you gotta do this stuff ahead of time because this ain't right. The people don't want you to be looking for your books while you're in the middle of a video. Don't have it, but I read it. And this book is fiction. You got your British literature, which one of my book clubs, they're all about that, and family. Family is in the center of this book. It is 336 pages, and I want to talk about it. The main character in this book, her name is Dimple Pennington, okay? Dimple, she's a young lady, and she's out here trying to find her way. She is living at home with her mom, and the conflict, there's something that happens. Should I say that part? Yeah. So Dimple, not me combining her names together, Dimpleton. Dimple, she finds herself in a bit of a situation where she's in trouble and she needs some help. And what does she do? She reaches out to her half sibling. And I don't remember her name, but Dimple has 5 other siblings. 3 girls and 2 boys, I believe. So it's 6 of them in all. Get it together. I think it's same daddy, different mama. Okay, we heard that story before, but they did not grow up together, and so they're not used to being around each other. And Dimple does find herself in a situation, and she calls her big sis. So big sis comes through, and she's like, not just me, but you have your entire tribe of siblings to help you get through this. And that's not even like what the whole story is about, but that's like the center of the conflict that kind of brings the siblings together. For me, This book was more about family. It was about the siblings coming back together because they did, the father, Cyril, he did get his children together when they were really young, and he was able to, get the baby mamas on board, get all the kids together in the whip, and they went to get like ice cream or something, and that was the only time they were able to spend time together. But here goes this conflict that happens, and now the children, they are back together. They're not children anymore. They're grown. They're like in their late 20s, maybe mid to late 20s, everybody. But check this out. One of the siblings, they're like, what do they call those? Irish twins, where they're born in the same year. So apparently he had two women pregnant at the same time. So that could tell you right there about their deity. But the siblings, I felt like they wanted to have a better relationship with each other, but they just struggled because, they had different moms and they grew up differently. But in the end, I felt like the author really tied everything together. The thing that I liked about this book was the development of the characters. So starting out, you didn't really know, of course, about the characters, but as the story went on, you had this main conflict that was going on. Somebody died. Let me just say that. Somebody died. Oh, no, they didn't die. Nobody died. Something happened that was very serious to someone. Not one of the siblings, just somebody else. And you could see as the siblings began to work through what had happened and what they were going to do, that was like, how is she going to distinguish between all of these different siblings and, keep the story relevant, keep it going? But she did that. And it really made your heart go out to the siblings, wanting to have a father figure and, yearning also to have a sibling. There is a main conflict that happens in the book, but to me, that's not the focus. The focus is more so on the development of how the siblings decide to come together. Although they didn't grow up together, they knew of each other and how they're going to move forward as a family. What I didn't like about the book is that the actual conflict that happened in the book, the resolution and everything that went along with it, it wasn't realistic to me, because Dimple and her siblings, they should have went to prison. That's all I'm gonna say. But they didn't, and that was kind of like, All right, the next book that I read is The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. This is by Deesha Fayal. I should have practiced. Anyway, this book was published in September of 2020, and the genres include short stories, fiction, and it did touch on LGBTQIA plus themes. The book was 179 pages, and I ain't gonna hold you. That was the reason why I chose to read it, because it was so short, and sis is behind her Goodreads reading goals. Speaking of, are you my friend on Goodreads? You need to be. It's a great app. Stop right here. Go find me on Goodreads. She read that, and I appreciate it. But the short stories, I wish I would have really understood like how the book was going to be formatted, because as I was going through, I was confused. I did not understand what was going on. And I did give this book 3 stars. It is a collection of short stories, but I did get through it. What I did like, as a church girl myself, growing up in the Black church, the stories that were portrayed, I could not relate to, so to speak, but it was like, okay, this is believable. Yes, this happened. Either I knew somebody that knew somebody, but it was very believable, and I enjoyed the women empowerment situation because some of the themes also was about your sexuality, black women's sexuality, as well as body positivity, relationships, and relationships between women and their families. What I didn't like is that, what didn't I like? I should have read the synopsis of this book before I got into it because I was lost. But I made it through. How about that? Okay, so let's get into our next read. Sister Friends. Sister Friends is by Kimberly Lawson Roby. It was published in August of 2022, and it is 336 pages. The genres for this book include fiction, chick flick, literature, like what is that? And contemporary. Definitely could see the contemporary piece of it. I gave this book 3.5 stars. I should have gave it 4. I don't know why I'm tripping. The book was okay. It was okay. I don't know. It just didn't like, I don't want it to be 4 stars. Just 3.5, like I said at first. It's about 4 best friends, and I guess they're more like sisters. Sister friends. But you got Serena, Michelle, Kenya, and Lynette. Serena, she is a single lady. And she's questioning why she hasn't found love yet. So she's out there choosing. No. Because when you're wanting to be chose, she's out there searching. She's searching for the one. And then we have Michelle. So Michelle, she's engaged. Shout out to the engaged girlies out there. But a bump has come in their relationship. A bump in the road has come about in their relationship. And how are they going to get through it? That's what her and her fiance are trying to work through. How are they going to get through this bump in the road? Next, we have Kenya, who is married already, but she's having issues with her ex. She's having issues because her husband's ex-wife is stirring the pot, y'all. She's stirring it up, causing problems in their marriage. And then we have Lynette, who is a divorcee of 10 years. So she's been divorced for 10 years, and she's ready to jump out there. She's ready to start choosing. How about that? What I liked about this book, it was our book club read for Chapter Chicks. Shout out to the Chapter Chicks. And next, we have The Davenports. Ooh, so The Davenports is by Crystal Marquise. Crystal Marquise. Let me say this lady's name right. Crystal Marquise. And it was published in January of 2023. And I gave this book 3 stars. Book's not doing too well this month, but I read them. How about that? This is a historical fiction book. It has romance, and it's also young adult themed and African American, the black people. You see the title, you see the cover. Cover is given. The cover, I think that's what drew me to the book. Just the yellow and the because yellow just looks so good on her skin. But the yellows and the historical fiction, I'll tell you one thing. I think I like historical fiction, and it's all because of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I did a whole video about that as well. Check it out. But I might not dig historical fiction. So I'll have to circle the block on that one to see what's going on with that. This book was 384 pages, and it is giving Bridgertons. I know y'all watched that on Netflix. Bridgertons, everybody was into it. It's about a wealthy black family in 1910, and the patriarch, William Davenport, was once an enslaved man, and now he owns a carriage company. So, you know, before the cars, you had the horses, and then you had the carriages, and then you had the cars. So he was like that in that era. I'm sure he was like the Steve Jobs of his time, right? What I liked about this book is that it did give us a glimpse into a period of time that I don't think people really think about, and it shed light on that everybody wants slaves, y'all. Everybody wants slaves. Some people was out here getting it, and this book really brought light to that very fact. So much so that the book is actually based on the real life story of C.R. Patterson and his family. So check that out. Maybe that will help me kind of really tune into this book, or maybe if I would have read about that before I read the actual book. But I ain't got time to be researching the book before I read the book. What I didn't like about this book, it was so many characters. There was so much going on. Your girl couldn't keep up. I was struggling, but I did make it through. Next, we have Mame. So Mame is a book by Jessica George. The genres for this book is British lit, fiction, contemporary, coming of age, and family. This book is 320 pages, and it is 5 stars. And I'm not going to go into it too much, because if it's a 5-star, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to do a whole video about it. So stay tuned to that. Well, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you for taking time out to listen or watch my video. And also take time to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with someone that you think would enjoy the content. And until next time, bye.